Hi, welcome to Shan So Bliss. I wasn't going to record a video tonight, but I decided to excuse the rag that's on my head, well, the wrap that's on my head. So I got out of class early tonight, and it was laid upon my spirit to come to YouTube and to help a few people out. It's getting closer and closer to the holidays, and some of us want to spend a little time together. Some want to spend a little date night. We're still in a pandemic. Some of us still don't want to go out into the public or be surrounded by a lot of people. I'm one of them that don't want to be around a whole bunch of people. And we need something to do at home and, you know, want to do something romantic. So I thought about teaching others how to do a sip and paint, but without all the equipment. However, you know, I have a Cricut machine, I have all those things, but not everybody is fortunate enough to just go out and just splurge that at the last minute or so. That's something that you kind of ideal had in mind to just purchase regularly. I hope I'm in the camera right. But what I'm going to do is, excuse my background, I'm in my office like I said. But I'm going to be showing you some things, and the only thing that you're going to need is basically a heat press. I don't have the big industrial heat press, but I do have the one that's made by Cricut that I'll show you in a few minutes, and that you need a printer and of course some ink and a computer. So the thing is that, you know, you can download some SVGs for your which is basically you're going to SD. That's where I normally go, and I purchase them, and sometimes I don't pay no more than $3 for one. Really, I think that $3 is a little pricey for some, but it depends on what you really like. However, there's other free ways that you can other ways that is for free that you can get these images as well. If you comment below and want a video on that, then I can do a video on how that you can get free images, and that way that can cut the cost, especially when you're not really quote unquote prepared. So what I'm going to do is tell you the material that you need, and it's not expensive. I know some people are really big on the canvases that's made of the wood, but actually I don't use that. I use these regular ones from Dollar Tree that we have here, and I think this one is a 8x10. These right here I would use for children that doesn't have a very long attention span, or even with some adults, but I would definitely for the children. Far as the adults go, I use canvases. Sorry, I'm not prepared. But this is one that I created, and I use canvases like this size, and this is where whenever you download the SVG from SD, that they normally come out to be kind of big. So I normally going to use that. Now, that's one of the materials that you need. The second material that you need is hold on, let me get it. Wasn't prepared, like I said, with this video, and sorry about my phone. Alright, so you're going to need some transfer paper. And I order mine off Amazon. And basically, it is transfer paper from your printer. So basically, you load this up in your printer, and that you select the image and you press print, and it prints up here. Now, I'm going to go in a little detail with it because that I'm going to skip a step, and that is just downloading and print it. So my images are already printed. That's one image that I'm using, and that's the second one. So basically, I take this paper and I put it in my printer, and I just hit print as if I'm printing off like anything else. All right. Next, I don't recommend scissors because of it. I like a straight cut. Scissors don't provide that. Leaves a little jagged, rugged ends. you are going to need a paper cutter. This is something that I got from Walmart. I got out of the supply section where the school supplies are. You are going to need parchment paper. We use this to bake with, but however, you're going to need some type of barrier between your canvas and your heat press. Okay? The heat press, I tried it with a regular iron. It was a no-go. The heat press, it ran me around about $200. I think, give or take, I want $179. I don't know. But you can order the big ones off of, you know, Amazon or what have you. But being the fact that I'm limited on space in my home, I didn't go with that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is have you guys faced here. So I'm going to adjust the camera, and I'm sorry that this is not as formal as what it should be. But work with me. Okay, let me adjust you guys to here. All right. So like I said, this is the image that I had originally that I did. So now, also with the Cricut, if you're doing t-shirts, you're going to need this pad, but this pad is horrible whenever you're doing canvases. Please do not use that. I'm going to give you an example of what happens. All right. I try to do the Little Mermaid. When I did a Little Mermaid, I'm going to come in closer. You see how rugged the black lines are on here? They're very rugged, where it's missing some spots where you can see some white showing through. We don't want that. That isn't the quality that we want to produce. So that happened when I used this, because this padding right here actually traps in and hold heat, and we don't need that for canvases. However, that works very well when you're doing t-shirts, okay? And these run about $19, I think, from Walmart. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I am throwing a lot of names out there, but hey. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut this image down to size. And what I'm trying to do is I'm really trying to get this image right here to fit this right here, this 8 by 10. I tried to save the big canvases that I showed you whenever I download the SVG off of Etsy. Okay, so enough talking. I'm going to basically line this up, and there are guides that's up here, and I want to not cut anything that I need. And the reason why we're cutting this, because we don't want extra paper, well, extra transfer that we really don't need. I mean, if we don't need it, let's not bother with trying to use it. And I'm just going to continue to cut this seriously down to size until, and what I'm doing is lining this marking up so I won't cut out the black up here, because I mean, we want to be able to color in the lines. I mean, seriously, we do. Okay. And I want to cut off as much as the white as I possibly can. Because of, we don't need it. Alright. So this is fine if we have this here. I wasn't even paying attention if I was in the camera or not. But this is fine right here. We cut off as much as we don't need. Okay. Whoop. Table. Gotta get you back in view. Alright. So we're gonna set this aside. Now that we printed the image on the paper that we're gonna use for transfer, what I have done was that I have a clean towel or regular towel that maybe you would dry off in. My parchment paper. That's not expensive. Turn you guys right here. Excuse the sewing machine in the back. I have a video coming for that too as well. And what we're going to do is that we're going to turn on our machine, and that it's starting off at 65 degrees Fahrenheit. I got it set for 30 seconds for the heat press, and we're going to warm it up all the way until 330 degrees. While that is heating up, which is I should have been doing that while we were waiting. Trying to find something sharp to get in the back of this. All right. Okay. So, I mean, they have that theft proof. Alright. And our heat press only made it up to 160 thus far, so we're waiting for that. And basically what I'm going to do in the meantime, bring this up, bring you guys a little closer. What I'm going to do in the meantime, let's get you in focus for one. All right. So I'm going to line this up, and as you see, indeed, it does fit on this 8x10. And you guys, I wouldn't go any bigger than this. I mean, even for adult parties, I wouldn't even go any bigger than this, because I mean, it's just a waste of canvas, basically, in my opinion. Even with the paint in the background. Now, while this is at 265 and almost at the point that we need it to be, what you're going to have to do is peel. And when you peel this, you got to peel it like a sticker. Okay? Okay, so it's letting us know it's actually at 300. So it let us know that we made it to 300. And you're gently going to pull the printed image off of the regular paper, okay? So we're going to get rid of this right here. And I don't know what kind of material this is made out of, but it feels like PVC a little bit. And what we're going to do is that we're going to align this where we want this to be. So I want to make sure that I get all my image on this paper. And with this heat press that I have, it will cover this whole canvas. I think it's a 9x9. Not for sure. I think it's a 9x9. They go 9x9, 9x12. And it wasn't any in the store that night that I went to go get one. But that's my next big thing. Alright. So after you line it on your canvas like you want it to be, you take your parchment paper and you lay on top. And you lay that flat. You take your heat press. Wait a minute, my heat press is the cord is stuck on the chair that I have on the other side. So we're gonna move that out the way. All right. So many bloopers in this video, but the whole point is to help. All right, we're gonna put the heat press on top, and we're gonna hit the C that's on the Cricut. I'm only going to apply light pressure, and as you see, it counts down. It's at 300 degrees. It was for 30 seconds, and it's counting down. And so I just hold it. You don't have to press really, really hard, really, really firm. Please keep in mind, please use a towel underneath. Do not do this on a bare table, and please do not use the Cricut mat. It will be a horrible mess. All right. We lift up. And our image is now printed on here. Now it's hot, but our image is now on this canvas or little plaque. and that it has melt seamlessly into this, the canvas, the material of the canvas. And that's it. And these are some of the images that I have made rather. Like I said, that was an epic mistake when I was using the pad from Cricut. It is only good for t-shirts. This is another one that was made. This is a SVG that I purchased. That's from Etsy. Another SVG that I purchased. And I also did one to Longitude Ray. And that's another SVG that I purchased. And these are on the big canvases. So, like I said, that you can make this the most economical way without spending tons of money that you don't have. The most expensive thing in this project is going to be your heat press. That is the most expensive thing. I think that I get my transfer paper for $19.99. Sorry, y'all. I get my paper for $19.99. My roll of parchment paper for $1. I think this runs underneath $10. Of course, your ink. But if you with HP, I do know that you can sign up for HP Insta Ink. Get you the best package for ink. I think I have the 300 one, and I think it runs around about $11.99 a month. But I mean, that way that you don't be, you know, kind of on an allowance for ink, because whenever you're out of ink, I mean, your printer will communicate and it just charge your card that you have connected to the account, and you can get your ink. So basically, you just need a handy dandy computer, a regular printer, your transfer paper, and parchment paper, your cutter, and also your heat press. And once again, thank you for watching Shan So Blessed. And I hope this can help you guys through the holidays, through family time, because of that, you know, buying these canvases already made. Sometimes people prices is a little overboard. So, and then it's also fun to create at home as well. And then also that it can be some source of income for you. So, I mean, it's just a wonderful thing to get into. And again, thank you for watching Shan So Blessed, and you stay blessed. Have a good day.